Good evening, welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. I'm Marc, I'm your keeper of Arcane lore for this evening, and this fucker's laughing for some reason, he's going to get a slap.
Because you told me not to do any silly faces, and I did a silly face.
There you go, see? Silly faces are good. I like silly faces. Anyway, hi, welcome. We are playing Masks of Nyarlathotep tonight. I think we're on episode 10, still in New York. I'm no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to Scotland tomorrow, so I'm kind of no idea what's going on. So we will introduce everyone. I will do a very quick recap, and we will get started. So let's start with Ian. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Ian, and I am playing Augustus Fulner. He is a World War I vet and a professor in linguistics. He's at the university, but he did military intelligence and cryptography and was a translator for the military. And now he's caught up with a bunch of hijinks with these characters and killing zombies and running from the police.
Yeah. Lavaita, what about you?
Hello, I'm playing Evelyn Caldwell, who was a secretary and is a secretary for the Western Electric radio station in New York and has somehow got caught up in all of this because of work she used to do typing up notes for an author.
Fucking authors. Tim, how about you?
Hey, let's turn on the mic. Hi, I'm playing Bob the Explorer. I'm just recovering from being nearly torn apart. So that's his big goal today, is to survive to the next adventure. Or at least till we find out what's going on with this police.
And last but certainly not least, Michelle.
Hello, I'm Michelle. I played Dungeons and Dragons for 5 hours today, and then I came here, and I'm now going to play this. Great day. Thoroughly recommend it. Everyone should do that. Everyone should have a day of just role-playing games once in a while. It's pretty great. But yeah, I'm playing Kathy Bacon. Infamous actor, now in her 40s, so obviously getting less work because it's the 20s. And I think that's probably quite true now, isn't it? And yeah, so she's been through some shit. She's a different person from when she started, at the very least. But yeah.
I feel like Kathy gets older every stream.
I'm sorry?
I feel like Kathy gets older every stream.
Well, yeah, because Marc keeps doing terrible things to her psychologically.
Me? I do nothing.
None of us are getting any younger here.
I am all. I was going to say strawberries and light, but that really doesn't make any sense. However, yeah, I'm all strawberries and light. So last time, Evelyn met up with Lieutenant Poole outside of Kathy's apartment. She decided to just go and check and see if she can get information, so get to know them. She went to working with him. When she met him, he was quite worried because he was unable to find Kathy. Was looking to apologise. Came to the conclusion, for whatever reason, I can't remember, probably just hand-waving him, to visit the Juju house in order to have a look for her as a possible location. They made their way. As they were doing that, the others were coming out from the cellar after having a very bloody fight with some Simba, so like zombie motherfuckers. And were accosted by Ndari, the high priest of the Bloody Tongue cult. Evelyn and Lieutenant Poole arrived just in time. Well, Lieutenant Poole arrived just in time, and after a very short altercation, shot Ndari, saving the others. Well, they all saved each other. I think it was it you, Tim, Bob, that actually shot Ndari, I think. I'm not sure. I should have checked that, shouldn't I? Well, Evelyn took out two thugs outside, because I am absolutely stellar at details. The two thugs were left there as everyone else drove away to the hospital. Who knows what happened to them?
The police got them. The police definitely got them.
Let's say the police got them.
I think that just reflects the incompetency of the New York Police Department. Something that doesn't necessarily appear to have changed in the last 100 years.
You're going to say that to Lieutenant Poole, who just
satire, politics. Sorry.
Martin is now very upset. that you said this.
Oh God, is Martin a police officer in the New York Police Department?
Lieutenant Poole.
His
Is
name's
Lieutenant Poole
Martin.
conscious or alive even? We just saw him collapse, so.
Wait, his
Yeah,
name's
I just
Martin
opened the door and
Poole.
he fell in it, so...
Anyway, if you let me get
I
to
didn't know
that
his name was
part.
Martin. That's new.
There you go. See if you paid attention, woman. Anyway,
I
so
was too busy trying to fuck him.
just
You don't need his name for that.
I mean, it's a help.
Lieutenant is enough.
You take this...
That's kind of part of it, to be honest. That's kind of
if you
part of
don't
the
mind,
appeal.
I am doing a recap here. It's just very rude.
Sorry,
It's
do
really
continue.
No,
Oh,
no,
keeper
too late.
of
No,
the
you
secret.
fucking do it.
No, you say fucking hell now. Come on, we need to hear
I don't
it.
say fucking hell. It's not my fucking thing, man. They fucking everything else, but it's better. Anywho, so being a little bit paranoid, they got the two boys who were completely fucked up moved into a different room than the one they were originally in, so that if anyone came to find them, they would be missing. The next day, both Evelyn and Kathy came back to get them. They all went back to Evelyn's apartment to discuss what the fuck was actually going on and how to proceed. After bringing out some of the artifacts and books that they'd managed to collect, they got a knock on the door to find Lieutenant Poole falling into the apartment. And that's where we had left it.
Martin!
So, hi Melissa. Hello everyone. Anyway, you open the door. Martin, yeah. By the way, I do actually have notes. Just if I did make notes. Not very good notes, but I did make notes. Martin falls into the apartment, just so slumps against your legs, Evelyn. You see he's looking dishevelled. His face is a little bit dirty. And after a
I
second,
yell out, Martin!
Someone give me
And
a
I run
hand
over.
and try and help me get him inside so we can close the door, because I'm guessing if he's collapsed, he didn't knock the door himself.
you pull
I
him
run
in.
over and
I
Let's
help-
get him inside, get the door
pull him
closed,
in,
and see if he's okay.
and I will look out the door, looking around. What am I seeing
Nothing
outside?
at all.
I would like to try and apply first aid to Martin Poole.
Shut the door and start closing all the blinds and curtains.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Kathy, give me a first aid roll.
I think
Would you
I'm
like
going
to
to
spend
spend.
the 3 luck?
I'm spending the 3 luck. I want this man to survive.
How much
So-
danger do we feel we're in? I'm just curious because we were in
I
the
don't know.
hospital, we moved our rooms, and then we left there. We came to Evelyn's. Will we have any sense of being followed, or if there's something really there's something coming down on us, or is it
You tell
more
me.
like
I mean,
recording?
I'm quite surprised that the policeman knows where I live, to be honest. He must have looked that up, or someone's looked it up, because no one had any reason to know where I was until today.
As I'm doing CPR or whatever, I just say, police, darling. They know everything.
He did see us getting into the vehicle.
He was with Evelyn when he came to save
Yeah,
you. So,
Yes.
but we didn't come past my house and I go, oh, I live there.
no, but it's not. I don't think it would be out with him. Can you just let me have this? Fuck's sake, it's better than me fucking running about for 7 hours trying to
Darling's
get-
police
It's
protect capital, and to protect capital, they must get into their noses into every little bit of beeswax they can, including where good people live, invading their privacy. That is what a police officer does. That is why he is here. That is how he probably knows where you live. Now come and help me save this man's life.
As you're doing that, he coughs like, Miss Bacon. And he kind of looks about. Sorry. Where am I? Miss Miss,
You're at my apartment.
yes, now I remember.
Tell
What
us
happened?
everything you remember.
He looks at you and you tried to warn me. He laughs, head in his hands. Kathy, it's okay if I call you Kathy, isn't it?
Martin, I think at this point, it's absolutely all right. Now, you listen, man. Take your time and tell us everything that happened to you before you found yourself here.
We went back to the Juju house. We called. Some other officers came in. Robson found out about it. Robson came down as well, all bluster until he saw what was there. You tried to fucking warn me. We went down into that basement. 6 of us. We looked around, we saw the bodies of those things that you killed. We moved. We were looking for evidence. They opened that well. And I saw it. I don't know if you did. I don't know if... His face goes white. If you didn't look in it, I'm glad.
I looked in it.
Someone get their phone. They've got a message.
I thought it's my tablet.
Ooh,
It's
tablet
fairly
messages.
new. Well, it's probably an email, but I haven't worked out how to turn off notifications on it yet because it's quite new.
Nice.
Sorry, I'll figure it out now.
It's all right. It's fine.
Or I'll turn it off.
Don't worry
Bury
about
it
it.
under a bunch of...
It's
Bury
all
it under
good.
the pillow.
Right, power. Oh wait, I can't even turn it off.
Hold the power.
Wait, and I have to put my pin to turn it off? That's so silly. There, it's going, it's leaving, it's going to sleep. It's all good.
Beep, beep.
I hate all of you.
We love you.
I know. I'm lovable. He looks you straight in the eyes and you see something wild there. I heard them scream. These are men I've worked with for years now. Hard men, Robson's men, they don't scare easily. Jenkins, he clawed his own eyes out. He put his fingers up to his eyes and forced them into the... I was in the war. He looks over at you, Bob, and at you, August. You boys were too, yeah? We saw some horrible things. Fucking horrible. But not like this. It came out. It pulled itself out. Jenkins' eyes bleeding. Started screaming even louder as the teeth tore into him. Robson and I both drew our weapons and shot. Not that it did anything. I saw your friend Lyra. I aimed and I shot her right between the fucking eyes. And all she did was scream louder at me as this beast crawled towards us. Robson started gibbering, calling out God, Jesus, whatever the fuck. I had to push him out the door. I burned the place down. There were 3 men still down there.
I think you did the right thing, Martin.
Did I?
At the very least, you tried to do a kindness to Lyra so that she may find some peace in the afterlife.
What piece
More
of
than she would have...
something like that is... Yeah. I meant to uphold the law. You warned me. You warned me, and I didn't. Robson's done. He will not be able to continue working. He glances over at the table. That looks like one of their masks.
Yes, we were thinking of taking it to that journalist. Hopefully, with the stuff that we collected from the Juju house, we were hopeful that maybe she would be able to prove Hilton Adams' innocence.
I think I can do that. I think I have enough. You need to get out of here. You need to go back to England or wherever. You can't stay in New York.
Why not?
There'll be questions from the police. I can't protect you from everything. I don't even know if I'll be able to keep my job. I don't even know if I want to keep my job. Your friend was murdered. These people, there's no way we got all of them. And if they've got one monster, maybe they've got more. Maybe they've got more of those things that you fought that almost killed you all. You have to leave as soon as possible. Get somewhere safe. Send me a telegram and let me know. I will do my best to get Hilton Adams out of Sing Sing. He does not deserve to be there.
Do you need the mask and the robe and everything that we've taken from them?
The mask and the robe will be enough. The others, shivers. They don't look. I don't want to touch those things.
That's fine. Do you want us to take it to the media? To the press?
No. Just get
The less it's made public, the more easily we can move out if we need to investigate. Bob says as he's looking out the windows. He's been looking out every window all around, very paranoid at this point.
Yeah, you see nothing.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, but he's still doing it. He doesn't care.
I know that. I'm just letting you know. There's nothing. There's nothing for you to.
No, this is almost obsessive in behavior right now.
Although after a few rounds, you start to see a woman across the street peek through open up her curtain and stare over.
I tell you what, we could go to London. I have a place in Shepherd's Bush. We could hide out there.
Oh, I always find Shepherd's Bush funny. Sorry.
We should.
I've lived in London since 2007, and I've never thought of Shepherd's Bush as sexual in any way until just now.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's my talent.
You just be glad I didn't pick Cockfosters.
Yeah, I see that one. I don't know what's in there, but
or Hornchurch.
Yeah,
Turnham Green.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of really weird, fucked up names.
I asked Lieutenant, does anybody know about us? Because he was the only one that saw us at the Juju house.
The other officers know. Whoever you've been running around town, there's the other cultists, whatever they are.
Well, I think we should go talk to our lawyer friend, get arrangements made to get out of town.
That's a good idea. Just do it as soon as possible.
Okay. The only business I have left in New York is to call that journalist to send a message to Adams' wife, Mrs. Adams. The only thing that's left to do here is to let them know that we fulfilled our end of the bargain. I think it's important that I do that.
Should I plan to go with you, or they probably haven't noticed.
I could just do it over the telephone. I can make the call from your place.
No, I mean when we leave New York. Well, when you leave New York.
You were all asked to investigate the Kyle expedition, so it's not.
I guess if there's a list, I'm on the list.
No, but it's not that. It's you're all going to move anyway. That's Poole doesn't know about whether what you're all actually looking into.
Darling, the way I see it is you are in the line of fire just as the rest of us. So
we all
it's better if we all stick together and go to the same place. And I'm suggesting now we go to my place in Shepherd's Bush and reboot group, unless anybody has any other ideas.
Well, from what we were getting with all these clues, it looks like
you might want to wait till Poole leaves for that.
Oh, fair point. We don't want him to hear this.
We can all go to my house.
Yes. While Martin's still here, let's all go to Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, definitely.
Martin, darling, Thank you for all of your help. I wish you luck.
Fuck off.
What?
No.
Did he just tell me to fuck off?
No, I was saying this to you. Now, fuck off.
I would like to plant a kiss on his cheek very slowly and tenderly, and just like, thank you for everything. And I'm sorry for you've seen what you've seen. Thank you for everything.
Take care of yourself, Miss Bacon. All of you, take care of yourselves. I don't know.
We will see each other again when all of this is done. You have my word, sir. You're the first and only police officer I've ever met that I've actually liked.
You're the first Hollywood star I've met that I like. Thank you. And he gets up, and I'm sorry for barging in.
I would say that you collapsed in.
Yeah, collapsing. Thank you. And he gets up, makes his way out, takes the mask and the what you call it, the cloak.
Does he want the ceremonial staff?
No, you keep that. That's got stuff.
Okay.
Whereas the other two don't. Not just being metagaming here, just so you know. Pool leaves.
Well, it looks like we should pass the info to the reporter.
Yes, I'll do that now if you don't mind. Evelyn, do you have a telephone?
Yes, for work purposes.
May I borrow it to make a quick call?
Yeah. Do you want some privacy? We can. It's just
all
in the
right.
hallway.
Most people here. It's all right. Most people here were there. You know.
Most people here were there.
This won't take long. I just want to clear the air.
I understand.
So I don't know how much you want to roleplay of this, but I'm just going to call her and basically say, can you pass on a message to Mrs. Adams?
Yeah, so you call the New York Times and you ask to speak to Rebecca Schoenberg. You can put it through. Speaking, I didn't expect to hear from you so soon. I'm in a rush. There's a fire down in Harlem. I have to go cover.
Ah, yes. I can give you some info on that right now. That is the Juju house. Some very weird shit went down there. Pardon my language.
You hear screaming.
You may want to check out the basement.
Okay.
If it's still there. But before that, please, can you pass on a message to Mrs. Adams?
Of course. Is there something wrong?
We think we passed on evidence to the police that will exonerate Mr. Adams.
That's amazing news.
Can you please tell her we did what we could? Hopefully that'll be enough. And good luck with the rest of her life.
Can I'll call you in a couple of days, or if you don't mind, I'll come to your apartment and we can get some details.
I'm going on something of an expedition, hunting for my next role. I won't be contactable for a long while, but I will contact you as soon as I can. We can talk more. That's a promise I can make to you.
Okay. Thank you. Who's the police? Which officer did you talk to?
I think you can guess.
Yes, of course.
But you didn't hear it from me. Off you go. Do the good work. Speak to you later, Rebecca. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll come back in. All right. That's my business in New York settled. I don't know about you, but let's figure out a plan. Where are we going?
Well, let's get the lawyer on hand, and we can use the money that we have to probably get a ship. I'm thinking Cairo. That seems to be one of the key areas that we were discussing earlier. But we should
I was
be
reading
going
in the
fast.
Nairobi notes that Jackson made, saying that something in the Nile was the reason why the Carlisle expedition changed track and went over to Nairobi. I mean, obviously in the papers, it was claimed that the Cairo expedition were going there to go on safari, but that's clearly nonsense. They clearly found something in the Nile that sent them to Nairobi, so that's smart. Maybe that's the best place to go.
I mean, it's not London where you just told the police we're going. That's probably the biggest thing.
I never thought we were ever going to actually go to London. I don't even have a place in Shepherd's Bush. Never tell the truth to the police. Never tell the truth to the police if you have to, unless you absolutely have to.
You're as wise as your years.
I think we should. I also think that we should go to Cairo, mainly just because it points to why they went to Nairobi afterwards. I do think we're getting ourselves into something a lot.
It definitely sounds like there's things to follow up on there.
Yeah, but I think the stakes have raised since we saw the stuff in the well and the creatures that we had to kill in the basement. And then the notes from Jackson. That last note Jackson sent us from London sounded like he was on the edge. He was tragic. He was having dreams much like Roger Carlyle. But they all point to Cairo having something there that needs to be investigated. But if we go to Nairobi, because that's where the ship went down, I think that's a little too high stakes for us right now. I think we need to figure out why we went there.
Yeah, and what they were looking for. I mean, just to have a goal in mind, that makes the most sense.
And the more we know, the more we can do if we do go to Nairobi afterwards.
Or at least what their intent was, so we can find out the truth, hopefully. According to the stuff we found in the written news and stuff, they supposedly had found something there. But so I figure we start that.
We also got a clue from when you found Jackson's body that points to Cairo with the trader, an items dealer, and that they actually had an item for Roger Carlyle. That it's one of the reasons why they changed direction.
Okay, so we'll definitely need to talk to him when we get there.
Dealer. And then
so we're going to go to Cairo like today.
Well, we're going to probably have to. We need to leave soon. So
I'll have to arrange things at work so that I still have a job when we come back.
And there was a trust fund set up by Jackson for these travel things. So let's call the lawyer, see if he can get us some on a ship quickly or plane, or maybe even a airship.
We'll want to arrange some cash in hand so that we have some money to pay people with ourselves. But otherwise, I think some things can be done with bank transfer. But let's get cash if we can get cash and keep it safely, like spread amongst us.
Not a bad plan, but we have to first call him. So Bob would take the time to call the lawyer.
With the money stuff, what happens is based on your credit rating. That'll say how much money you have to spend in a day. It's not how much money you have in total, it's how much you can spend in a day. You don't need to worry going into the details about that. It's not. So again, you'll have enough money per day, so it'll be about £10 or something.
I have a pretty good credit rating.
Yeah, you've got good credit, you'll have more.
Because I've probably got the best credit rating out of the lot of us because I put loads of points into that because I'm Hollywood money. So, don't worry about money. If you're short, Kathy's probably got you.
But I'm looking at the fact that there was a trust fund set up for setting up and making arrangements.
Yeah, that's for paying for things. So you're right. You would call the lawyer for that.
Mark, I'd like to do something, but I want to ask you first because this feels almost like cheating, but it does make sense.
Okay.
I want to go back to Kathy's place and pick up a bunch of wigs and theatrical makeup and outfits for the journey.
That's absolutely fine. You can do some. You don't need to go right this instant. You take a couple of days to get things.
Oh yeah, I was asking basically. I'm adding things to my inventory that would make sense that Kathy owns.
Yes, that is absolutely fine.
Wonderful, thank you. So everyone, well, if you organize things with the lawyer, at some point I'll pop over back to my place and pack and get ready to go.
Yeah. Bob also is going to look end up at a bookstore looking to get some stuff on surviving in the desert because he's not specifically trained in that environment. So he's going to try to get more information on that in case they have to travel. He's also going to try to see if he can find some connections in Cairo as far as people he could work with to set up some expeditions to maybe travel to where these locations are.
Makes sense.
Are possible locations. So
Makes sense.
That's what he'll be working on in the couple days before they take off. Other than that, just getting food and supplies for what we need.
You know, maybe it's not a bad idea if I go and find a book on Arabic.
Definitely.
I mean, is that the language they speak in Egypt? Is it Arabic?
Yes.
You can take your time to learn it because for learning things will speed it up a little bit because of how it goes. So you can, if you want to learn while you're traveling, you should be able to put a few points in Arabic, at least.
And by the way, my character speaks Arabic on a low level,
You're awesome.
so I can help.
Thank you, August.
I do have a couple things that we need to think about. I want to bring these up, but they're clues that are kind of things maybe we should, figure out how much weight there are to them. And the first one, the big clue is the London notes clue. It was one of the last places that Jackson was, and it was one of the last notes within.
Oh yes, I could barely make it out from his chicken scratch writing.
Yeah, his handwriting was a horrible thing, but he starts off with the phrase many names, many forms, but all the same and towards one end. That he needs help, and it's too big, too ghastly, these dreams, much like Carlyle's. But later in there, he talks about the Carlyle safe books, that there was books with the Carlyle.
Are they not the books that I've got?
Yes.
I think they are.
They're the ones I showed you earlier.
And then he said that they were coming for him, so he knew that he was going to die from the bloody tongue.
That was the impression that he gave on the audio message he left.
But one of the weirder things within this note, and I've heard a lot of stories from Jackson, but one of the weirder things is they'll open the gate phrase in here. And why? He goes, they'll open the gate, why? So the power and the danger is real. They, and he never finished that sentence. So I'm not sure what we're getting ourselves into, but this thing that Jackson wants us to hunt it down might be something to do with this gate or a place, and it seems like something's already happening.
Bob, in Peru, was that described as a gate?
I don't know if it was a gate as much as it was a prison. When they broke the seal on it with that metal chunk that Lyra replaced, it was to keep something in.
I think I remember that being described as a gate, and we closed it. But then,
yeah, I mean,
I may be misremembering.
We got the stuff from when we were in Peru from the professor. He had part of it translated. I'll look it over again real quick.
And then there's
Carlyle
books. I think Evelyn here has some of those books that are in Jackson's notes.
Yeah, Erica wouldn't let me take all of them, but I've got a few.
I'm not sure how they relate to all of this. But it was one of the last things on Jackson's mind.
Well, I had a cursory look at them when I got them, but I haven't had a chance to go through them properly because obviously after I left there, I went looking in on Kathy's, and that's how I ended up finding that you were all at the Juju house, and then things have kind of escalated since.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff I've never seen before.
It sounds like it. Like, we hadn't really talked in detail, but it sounds like you all have seen some monsters.
Well, you saw something crazy down in the well. Obviously, Lieutenant Poole was,
He seemed pretty shaken up, and like he seemed quite a together guy usually, from what I've seen.
Things we saw down there in that basement, darling.
He didn't do enough.
I am going to ask another thing, Kathy and Bob, but you guys screamed, and I'm sorry to embarrass you, but screamed when you saw the thing in the well, but you said, fuck off, like you were talking to somebody. Do you have any idea what you saw? Why you said that?
I really don't recall those few moments. There was a lot going on.
Just curious.
Are you talking about? I saw someone who I knew once.
The same.
Turned out
couldn't be.
Turned out he wasn't there.
Mm.
I'm putting it down. I'm trying not to think about it too much when I'm putting that down to that place being clearly some kind of fucked up magic.
No, I know. We had to get out of there. I just remember you guys. Everything was hitting the fan at that time. So I just had some questions about it.
I saw a dead man who looked very much alive. But again, I'm putting that down to weird, fucked up magic shit, rather than me losing my fucking sanity. Although it could be either, to be honest. I don't think I would know if it was. But that's another thing for another day. I'm going to swing by my place and start packing up and getting supplies. Let me know.
Sorry.
We should not separate. At least go two at a time, or with somebody.
You're right.
Here.
Okay. Well, whenever anybody is free to accompany me, that's something I'd like to do before we leave.
Or we stick together. How far would we be from? Because I know we traveled on a car outside of town or slightly outside.
And we're using a car right now.
We're in Greenwich Village. Where I live is Greenwich Village.
Yeah, we're in the middle of Manhattan, but if we can also take my car and leave this area and go into.
I mean, there's the subway as well. That works.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I live north of the city. If we wanted to escape the city,
right. Let's pull this a bit together. We're wanting to leave town. We don't need to roleplay through all of it. So what you're going to do is tell me what stuff you're gathering, how you're arranging to get to where you're going, and what you're arranging for there.
I stated that earlier with Bob. Otherwise, looking for a boat or plane to get over there, or however you
can
tell
do
us,
that through the lawyer.
Make the arrangement. Yep, we're going to use him to set it up.
So you give him the call, and after being slightly worried, he arranges for you to leave in 2 days' time. On the Queen Elizabeth. It will take you to Southampton and then to Port Said in Egypt. He arranges well accommodation for you, arranges for you to be met in Port Said and to be accompanied to Cairo.
So I will be going back to my place, and I'm just packing a bunch of stuff that I think Kathy would own. Wigs, one blonde, one black, one brown.
Mm-hmm.
Theatrical makeup / paint, sort of pretty thick, greasy paint stuff. And I don't know how much I can take the piss out of this, so I've just put outfits and costumes. So I'm thinking, I don't know how many I can have. But, basically a variety of different women's clothes. And maybe, a uniform, a military uniform is in there. Or, a lady sailor uniform or something like that. A couple of uniforms, and that's basically it. Basically shit from when she was doing theatre years ago in Doncaster. And that's kind of what she's bringing with her.
Okay. You get all of that. Bob, you get your books on survival in desert setting, things like that. Evelyn, what are you doing?
Losing my mouse pointer, apparently.
Nice.
What I'm doing is I am going to go to my work and I'm going to talk to my boss and request the sabbatical that they've been suggesting I take for the last 5 years, because I've been working there for 10 now. And
just leave.
Just go away, so we can let some junior people. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to take some time off, and there might be a story in it when I come back that we can sell to the radio station, maybe. But in the meantime, just taking some time off. I'm going to go to travel the world a bit. All I've done is come from Britain to America, and I've stayed here since. The war kind of stopped everyone from traveling around a bit. I'm going to go to Cairo. And then it turns out my boss has been to Cairo already, and he has all kinds of suggestions about things I should see and things I should do and places we should stay.
Give you some advice about what to do while you're there.
Yeah. So I wrote down the stuff about particularly where to stay because that'd been worrying me a little bit, and just like we need to have somewhere we can stay that's secure and we can keep our stuff safe. So
And you
I
pass
might
that
have,
along maybe to Bob. Bob arranges with the lawyer so that it gets booked.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure that's organised. And other than that, all I'm going to do is pack a few belongings that I have, like clothes that seem to be suitable for the climate where we're going. I'll pack the bits and pieces that I have, the books and the clues. I'll wrap them all up and put them like in amongst clothes so that they're not obvious. And just some stuff like a couple of paperbacks for reading for pleasure while we're on the way as well. So it's not just all darkness and facts.
Sounds good.
Oh,
But
sorry, I
that's what about
forgot.
you? Yeah.
I'm also. I forgot. I'm also picking up like. I go to like a bookshop and I pick up like Beginner's Guide to Arabic or something.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I'm doing.
I basically, I know that we have to clear our passports and have the right itinerary to get there. So I just informed Bob on what he needs to know because I know he's meeting with the lawyer. And then I'm going to clear with my university that I'm going to take a sabbatical. I'm mainly a research professor, so I don't really have classes, and I don't really enjoy teaching. So basically, I'm kind of looking at this as a break, and they kind of know that I want to get away, so I just tell them I'm going on a research project. I do grab up a number of my books and stuff on Arabic and the area, so I'm more familiar with that area because I would have that all in hand. And then I pack up a bunch of equipment, bags, camping, and like military. My gun, got a couple of those things, and I just pack them up normally, like because I know they're gonna probably go through customs in some way. So I would probably try to mark them in a way that they would be accessible.
Yep. Okay. So, given all that, you take the time. How does the university react to you wanting the sabbatical?
Well, it's January. It's the beginning of classes and the beginning of the year, and I think they would be kind of upset that I'm stepping out unexpectedly. But they would just have to move the class. So I'm probably not
How
leaving
can
on
you do this to us? You know what a year it's been.
Sorry, I've only held this position for like a year or so, and I just kind of moved to New York to fill it, and I need to go and take this break. I have something that I need to research. I need to take care of. Like an itch that I need to scratch. So I
How
need to
long
take
will you be gone?
probably for the rest of this year. Probably until the summer. I'll make it up to you. I'll take on some extra stuff for you. I'll take on a class.
Yeah.
Or I'll give a couple lectures.
Bloody better.
New York professor saying bloody. That's interesting.
Yeah. This is an English dude that's professor there. Because I can't do a New York accent, and I will not do it because it would just be nasty to all people from New York.
It's a whole lot of horse feathers.
Donate 500 bits to get New York accent out of Marc.
Oh, God, no. I would feel terrible doing it. Right. So if you're taking the Arabic books, you can use the time on the travelling to improve your Arabic if you want. So just do it like a normal skill up roll. Anyone, so same with you, Bob, for your survival. You can do a normal skill up roll. Because of the books there.
I didn't mention the books because I have the Dark Sex.
Yes, I thought that's the one you're going to be studying because everyone's going to give 4 books, so they're all going to take 1 book each.
Well, my character already knows Arabic, so maybe I will research that book since it was so important.
No, you can do that as well. The mythos tome, and you can do so. You can either learn a new skill or improve a skill while you're traveling.
Will I have time to do 2 books on this journey? The Beginner's Guide to Arabic and the Stones one?
Yes.
What was it called?
Yeah, one's the mythos tome, the other one's a skill thing. That's fine. The Amongst the Stones is the shortest one anyway.
All right, cool. I'll study those 2. So when it comes to the Arabic one, I roll a d4. Is that how that works?
No, we'll get to that in a second. Anyway,
Right.
I can't actually remember what it is gaining new skills. So we will just
Well,
do.
other skills too. It's like you have to have so much to gain certain level of knowledge to it.
Exactly, yeah.
At 5, you get like you recognize the language or something,
Yes.
and then 10, you can do basic money exchanges. I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. But I think what we'd do is be an education role to see if you can learn it.
Oh, okay. I got pretty good education.
Yeah, my Arabic is only 10.
Yeah, that's fine. So do the skill roll. Anyway, yeah. So a couple of days pass. You ship out early in the morning. Still freezing cold, snow falling. The ship itself is not. Is nowhere near full. There's not many people travelling there. You're told that total travelling time will be anywhere up to 3 weeks, depending.
I mean, who wants to go to London in January, right?
It's true.
Sorry, Southampton.
It's true. Please head off. Make your way. The ship is not. It's not like the highest class of ship. It's not life of luxury, but you do have steerage, and you're all in what would probably pass as the first class. You each have your own room. Fairly well appointed. There's dinner every evening. There's not much to do. It's not like a cruise now. But you have time to talk with each other, to read your books, to practice whatever, learn whatever. So if we're going to go through the books, first of all, I forgot. Since we've wrapped up New York, you all get 14 sanity back.
Oh, so that's pretty good. I'm got up to full sanity as far as I can go. 55. Used to have 60.
Nice.
Okay, so do I have to roll to know if I learn any Arabic? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so give me an education roll.
Come on. Hell yeah, extreme success. I'm now fluent in Arabic.
Right, so the way we're going to do it, just to make things easier, I'll give you 15 there. Since it's extreme success, I'll give you 15. A normal success will give you 5 if you're learning something new. Hard will give you 10, and extreme will give you 15. So you now have 15 in Arabic.
What would I need to roll for survival then?
I would say do your education again.
Where is it? Oh, it's at the top.
I mean, is your general skill survival?
Is there a
is
general
it just specialised? No,
survival?
your survival skill, is it specialised or just survival?
Survival is a specialized skill. You have to tell it each time what it's going to be. So, in order to learn desert, I would have to create. So you want me to find education? Where is it under here?
That's at the top. It's one of the traits.
Oh, there we go.
Right, so as a regular success, so you could take 5 points in that, but what is your survival at the moment? What's your other survival?
Mountains, and that's at 48.
That's at 48. Then I would say you take the desert at 30.
All right, I will update that. Thank you.
And yeah. So, Augustus, are you learning Arabic on the way, or?
Yeah, I can improve my Arabic.
Yeah, so just a normal skill up roll for that then.
You just want to skill up?
Yeah, so you want to fail it, and then you get plus 1d10 for this time, because I feel bad.
So you want 1d10 and what? Sorry,
So roll your Arabic. You want to fail.
Mm-hmm.
There
Fail.
you go. Now roll 1d10 and add that to your skill. There you go.
Okay.
That's not bad at all. And
not bad.
Evelyn, are you learning anything?
I wanted to work on navigation a little bit, so I was going to sit with a map and look at maps of Egypt and also see if Bob has time to teach me to use a compass.
I would be more than willing to teach her to do that and some other basic things to look at for navigation too. Bob's at 50% on navigation, so hopefully
Okay.
that'll help.
Bob, you give me a navigation roll, and Evelyn, give me an education roll, please. Bob, would you like to spend 17 luck to make that a success?
No, but I would like a reroll option. Can I push?
No, because there's not. If you push and
Nothing
you
at
fail,
stake.
then Evelyn would
Nothing
need
at
to
stake.
lose something.
Does our
You
luck
lose skill points. You become dumber.
Yeah,
I teach her the wrong thing and she dies in the desert. No.
exactly.
That east and west thing's always a bit tricky.
Right, and in that case, I would say you can take you can take 5 points in navigation then. So add 5 points to whatever's there as your basis.
I would like to walk up to August and say in Arabic, I speak this good now, yes.
Give me an Arabic roll. Let's see if you actually do.
Failed.
I just laughed.
Yeah, did you hear something about shitting on a camel's hump or something? Because that's 19 over 15 is a bad feel.
I'm looking at you expectantly like, huh? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So time is passing on the ship. Yeah. And you all
Read the books. Then
read the books. Who's going first? Who wants to have a talk about the book first?
I want to be a god. I mean, yeah, I'll read that one first just to get it out of the way.
You take the book and you're in your cabin tonight. It's written by an English guy, an artist from Crompton. And you start to read it and you blush. The things that are in it are at first lurid. Think of things that you wouldn't think to do yourself. Then you get to a passage and it describes hanging people up by their toes, taking strips of their skin from toe to head, the next toe to the head. And give me a sanity roll, please.
Do they do it from the back side or front side? Oh.
I'm not into your kinks here. And also, please, a language roll.
What language? Mine?
Your language, yes.
I will. No, that's a lot of points. I'm not going to spend it at this point. I succeeded with a hard success on sanity. Had some issue with my own language.
But failing the readings, you go through the book, you're not able to make much out of it. It's it seems all very kind of wild. These images that it draws make you feel a little bit sick. Maybe you put it to the side and you don't even finish it.
This is
all right.
Well, you failed your reading roll. That's
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, I didn't go insane. That was the happy thing. So.
Who's reading next?
I can read next.
Go
ahead.
on.
Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, I'll read the book about rocks, which I have lost the title of in the Discord chat.
Amongst the Stones.
Amongst the Stones. Thank
This
you.
is the thinnest of the books. Yeah, it's a small volume.
It predates Rolling Stones.
No, it says from 1926. Well, yeah, so it does technically predate the Monsters. You run your fingers over it, and it's a very strange leather. Give me a language roll, please.
Which one?
Your language, English.
Oh,
Oh,
hard success.
Okay, you lose 2 points of sanity.
That's what was on a hard success.
You gain
What is
one
what are the-
point, 1 point of Cthulhu mythos, and lower your max sanity by 1 point.
So I lose 2 sanity, but I lower it by 1.
Yeah, basically. So you need to lower your max as well.
Right. So I go down to 53 sanity from 55, and my sanity is now 54 is my max.
You're reading these poems. They're written in English. There's not any sort of old. You have no difficulty in understanding it at all. And you're reading through, and as you go to sleep one night, you're reading of Nitocris, the goddess in Egypt. And it's describing how she's dressed, of a crown of jet black on her head, the cut gem. It looks a little bit like a diamond, but it's kind of blackened, the age of it. You see the golden chain with a ruby draped around her waist, and a long silver necklace, small emerald beads, large emerald pendant, and an image of a black sphinx. You hear a whisper, soon. You fall asleep.
Okay, back up.
What?
You know what? I'll watch the VOD later. That's what I'll do. I'll watch the VOD later. Okay.
For the remainder of the journey, you have strange dreams of a beautiful woman with dark skin. You see her speaking, but you can't hear what she says. Sometimes she looks at you right in the eyes, smiles, or she shakes her head and turns away from you. But you never hear her say anything again.
I say in the dream, soon what? What's soon? I don't know how much you know about me and what you've read about me in the press, but I'm not known for my patience.
You open your mouth and nothing comes out.
oh my God! It's a
This
miracle.
is the most dramatic thing that's ever happened to Kathy ever. Not being able to speak? What the fuck?
Church.
We all want
I
this dream.
immediately lose 50 sanity points.
So, Augustus then, Billy would said, you've already had a look at this home. Give me an English language roll, please.
Success. 47 over 88.
Roll 1d10, please.
8.
Fucking hell. Right.
Same.
Lose 8 sanity and gain 2 Cthulhu mythos.
Oh man.
You read this book over almost 3 weeks. It's not. As you begin, it's just, it's nothing that you've not really missed. You've not really. It's nothing new at the beginning. It's talking about the variety of cults, talking about travelling through Africa. It's talking about different things that are summoned, things that are created. And then you get the vision of the tongue in your mouth. Not in your mouth. The tongue And you have to, yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, that would be a weird kiss.
Yeah.
And you feel again the roughness of it rolling up your cheek. It's dry. You feel burning, but not like from a fire. It's like a cold burn. And you see it. A naked priestess. Her name is Mwero. And she's summoning something. And she's dancing. And she's calling. And she cuts the throat of one of the people in front of her. And the others continue to dance. And she cuts another. And then another. And you're standing at the rail of the ship. You hear footsteps, the click of a cane. You turn and you see a man in a top hat and a black suit, impeccably dressed. A smile wide across his face. He stops beside you and leans on the railing. That's something you could do too, you know.
Can I talk to him? Or am
Yeah.
I...
You're not sleeping?
Oh, I'm not sleeping. I thought this was all a dream.
No, you have a temporary insanity, mate.
Oh,
Well, make your intelligence roll and see, because that'll depend.
You're special.
Yeah, give me an intelligence roll, please.
success. 45.
Yep, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
So he's leaning there. You see that his cane is ebony black, a silver top to it.
I can do this too. Where am I seeing this take
He's right
place?
beside you. You are standing out on the. It's
The priest
nighttime.
has cutting throats, and he says to me that I can do it too.
Yep, you can do it too. Are you enjoying the book?
I love it. No, I would probably dislike it a lot as my character. I'd probably be disgusted by it.
Well, might love it, might not. There's the temporary insanity can change.
Oh, maybe I love it at the moment. I'm
Yeah,
just
maybe. It wasn't a proper summoning, you know that, don't you? The poor fool that described it. He was lucky to get away. Now, I am not really fond of the red tongue. It's a rather coarse way of looking at it. Keep going the way you're going, and you can maybe talk to something much, much better. Something that has intelligence, not that mewling monster that fool and Werem worships. I have a gift for you. And he whispers in your ear, and you feel something crawling along your brain, skittering around. You feel little needles into your brain as knowledge is imparted. And you wake up in your bed. You're naked. The book has been ripped to shreds. You can tell the saliva on the pages. You attacked it with your teeth. And you know that if you wanted, you could create one of those zombies you fought with the Juju house. Evelyn, you are reading the No, I'll take
I
the
looked at the
manuscripts.
pronunciation of the narcotic manuscripts, but spelled with a
Yes.
P, because I looked it up
Yes.
to make sure. What
Give me
roles do you
your
need?
English language roll, please.
I am terrified. Okay, reading achieved.
Reading achieved. Roll 1d8, please. There you go. You lose 2 sanity and gain 3 Cthulhu mythos. So lower your max sound by 3.
Okay.
You're reading. And reading these are this 5 small books. And you're seeing things going through. You're seeing notes scribbled in the pages. You see mention of something called Yith. You see mentions of the Western Desert of Australia. You can read something about the city of the Great Race. When you sleep, you see something unreal, something out of time, and your brain can't quite comprehend it. The stories in there about Hyperborea, Atlantis, Jupiter. But most things that keep catching your mind are when Australia is mentioned. When the observers are mentioned. And you're taught as well. Contact mind of the observer. You find it in a folded away page. And this ritual is set aside and will let you contact a Yithian, it says. Whatever a Yithian is. And your sleep is filled with thoughts of the future, thoughts of space, thoughts of far away. You see stars, but nothing talks to you, nothing attacks you, nothing changes for you. You hear whispers, though, in a language you don't understand. They take you to sleep every night. And then, after all this travel, is there anything you all want to do together while you're on the ship?
Yes. Well, Mike,
So I've had some pretty fucked up dreams lately. What about you chaps?
I ate a book. I would be probably ashamed that I destroyed that book because I thought it was really important. But from the London note from Jackson, I would want to know what was hidden in those Carlyle books. And so I would probably ask them if they're reading them, like, did they gain anything from those? Because he mentions them while he's going crazy.
Well, I'm glad that we're at least spreading it around rather than having one person read them all.
True.
Stuff about the future and whispering voices every night, which is not unlike living in New York, to be honest.
What did you hear?
I didn't understand it. I mean, there's lots of languages I don't understand, and this was one of them.
I'd probably ask Kathy too. Everybody seems a little fried about it, but I would want to know if the Carlyle book affected you in any way. Because my book affected me. It probably changed me permanently from now on. I don't know what I would have a hard time coming to terms with it, with my insanity.
I saw a beautiful woman, dark-skinned. She just said one word to me, soon.
Was she
I tried to ask her. I don't know. I don't know who she is. I think
Nitocris was the name in the poem.
The poem mentioned the name Nitocris. Does that sound familiar to you?
It might very well do to you.
Is it Egyptian?
It is. You want to give me a roll of...
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
What do you
See
want
if you
from me?
know. Well, it would probably be either history or anthropology.
Oh, I don't have any anthropology. I have archaeology, but not
Yeah, well,
anthropology.
give me an archaeology roll, because maybe...
I fail. 66 over 50.
The name...
Eludes me.
Yeah, the name reminds you of something, but you're pretty sure, with a little bit of research, you could probably dig out more about it. But nothing's coming to mind at the moment. You're away from all your books and stuff, and you're probably not quite in your right mind at the moment. That
No.
picture, the hair is probably even more on end.
I think I would probably be more worried that I would probably ask Kathy if she's dreaming about the priestess that I saw slitting throats. I would probably conflate the two.
Ah, that's a good idea. So, well, since you're the only one that had a bout of temporary insanity, how does Augustus feel at the moment? What is, because I think the idea that he would feel shame at destroying the book is very...
I feel shame for destroying the book, but I also, there's a horror to actually raising the dead. And that being told by somebody I don't know who they are that I'm going to be able to do that would probably unnerve me a little. And I've seen a lot of dead in my life, from the war,
Mhm.
kind of escape that. And I'm not certain how to process that as I wouldn't know. I think I would be fearful that I would become something that I hate. Because I think my
Yeah.
character motivated, he would be very, conflicted.
I think as well that the others would probably end up noticing that, because losing 8 points of sanity once a fucking ton, and I think that...
Well, Kathy lost 11. She's fine.
No, she didn't.
Well, no, before.
Before, no, she wasn't quite fine. And it wasn't all at once, the 11.
I'm
Had
just
it been,
kidding.
that would have been, no, 11 would have been...
Devastating. Yeah. I think my character would, speaking from Augustus' point of view, I think he would be really fighting internally about this.
Yeah.
His whole motive to look at that book was to find out why Jackson would want it so much, and also tie it to his friend going insane. And then
now, maybe
now
a little bit closer to that.
yeah, he's like wondering if this is the reason, and that he's gone too far, maybe.
But it's still that little voice in the back of your head saying it's not far enough. There's more to learn. That man in the top hat, and the suit, that you've not seen again since that night. But you remember the smile going from just about ear to ear. And he seemed pleased with you.
Yeah, I think that's terrifying.
Anything else you want to do before you get to outside?
Sorry, I was having some camera issues and still am, but Bob would say this is a piece of trash and throws the book to these guys. Couldn't make heads or tails out of it. It just talked about some disturbing things, and it was... Yeah, you guys can try to read it.
I'm going to store it away if I can, if nobody takes it.
If you want to have a look at it, you can...
I'm not going to look at it now. I don't think I'm in the right mind, but I think I want to know why he mentions the Carlyle books in his London notes before he returned to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Really recent. The London notes are only a month away from when he was killed. So something was happening, and these are called out. So I think they have a clue within them that leads us somewhere.
They do indeed.
I would be motivated by that, trying to find that.
Everyone except Bob got a clue. Bob. Just
And
feel
Bob
bad.
still has his sanity.
This is true.
What was the clue I got? I may have missed that in the horror of what I was seeing.
I
Exactly.
took notes on what you, and I see the clue in there, but my character doesn't see it.
Starting to
I know
doubt
that-
the idea of like this expedition that travelled and went mad and then all died, and we're following in their footsteps by doing the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a good idea?
Yes, you only live once.
Unless, you get to know Augustus and he brings you back when you die.
Yeah.
All right, that's the thing,
Give
isn't
me a
it?
job.
I don't think he told any of you that he knows how to raise zombies, so
I'm not going to tell anybody I know how to raise them.
no.
Why would you tell someone that you know how to raise zombies?
I'm just going to invite you to a party, and there's just going to be a bunch of zombies there waiting for you.
There you go. That's as Autopilot said, get the Macarena going. So,
Does this boat have a bar?
yes, there will be a place for you to drink.
I'm going to drag August to the bar because I think he needs a drink after what he's been seeing in his dreams. We don't necessarily need to roleplay that unless you really want to, but
I saw a priestess. I told Kathy that I saw a priestess in my
and
dream.
she was slitting throats.
Well, I'm sorry, but August, give me an idea roll, please.
Intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Hard success.
You didn't recognise her at first. Just naked and covered in blood. That's the woman that went with Roger
Oh, I
Carlyle.
recognize the name. I recognize the name.
But you hadn't. You might have recognised the name, but that wasn't the name she went by with Roger. But she's
It
the
was
one
in-
that took them on the expedition.
It was in Roger's dream notes.
Was it okay? Cool. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. But yeah, you sitting at the bar with Kathy. She's telling you about the visions of Nitocris. You're asking more, and suddenly you realise that it's her face.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm seeing the priestess, Kathy. I think I'm seeing the priestess. I saw her slitting throats on individuals, like just sacrificing people, and I think it's the same priestess that visited Roger Carlyle. And I'm not sure if this person is real or not, because she's mentioned in Roger Carlyle's dream evaluation, but no one's ever seen her. She's not in any photograph.
Then how do you know that it's her?
Because the name came out in my dream. It's the same name in Carlyle's file, and maybe I put it there because I read those files, but the name was said to me.
She takes a drink and just says, I wouldn't have been inclined to believe this even 10 years ago. We've seen a lot of weird shit.
Something drove our friend mad in London and returned to New York, and I think this is it. I think this is why. I think we're on to what he saw.
Which means that our sanity is at risk.
So,
Well, we've started down this road now.
You
I
haven't
don't
seen,
think we have much choice but to see it through.
you haven't seen a blood-covered lady in your dreams, have you?
Mark, I have ADHD and may have completely forgotten if you mentioned this.
no.
Did
you
she
not.
have blood? She was not covered in blood.
No.
My lady.
When you're describing to each other, they don't. It's not the same woman.
What did your
She
woman
was-
look like?
Stunning.
I'm gonna push you.
She had the most wonderful jewelry I've ever seen in my life. But there was a creature as well in the dream. I can't describe it.
She was dark skinned, but not as dark as Myrtle. She was tall,
Right?
lithe, and the focus was more on what she was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, you were describing a piece of jewelry. I thought you were describing a beast. Ah,
Yeah.
I was completely confused. She had this jewelry that had this creature on it that I've never seen anything like before in my life. I'm afraid I'm not educated at all in the ways of, in the culture of Egypt or its history or its religions or anything. I've only know what I read in the paper or
But
seen in.
you believe this is Egyptian, like where we're going right now.
I believe that I believe, based on what little I do know from following the Carlisle expedition and following clues here, yes, I believe that what I saw was some kind of Egyptian goddess.
And the poem was called The Trappings of a Queen, sorry. That was the specific
Trappings.
poem that Bride Mitokris and her.
Is this a separate poem that we can look at on our
Yeah,
own?
it's in the book, it's in Amongst the Stones.
I mean, I'm gonna have to take a sand check to read this book, or just can I look at what was written?
So I read this poem and I dreamed this, or the poem was in the dream.
No, you read the poem and you dreamed this. I was reading the book, and this was the one
Right.
poem that kind of stood out. It was unique. Wasn't the only one, but it's the one that. But yeah, you would need to make a sand check if you were to read over it.
And you can't use luck on sand.
Nope.
I should have taken that
But you can
resilience.
keep the book. No, what I'll do though is because I described it to Kathy, I will share the descriptions of the stuff, and she can then share it with you as if she told you.
Okay. I'm just.
If you could share it with me too, that'd be very grateful.
Of course,
I'd be very,
as I
very
said, I'll share
grateful.
it with you.
I'm gonna go on a leap of faith here, Kathy. Like, you saw an Egyptian woman in your dream, and she said "soon" to you.
Yes,
Maybe
I tried
something's
to.
maybe something's waiting for us in Cairo, and
Well, that's
maybe
disconcerting.
because this book was mentioned by Jackson, this might be part of the clue. But I don't know. You didn't see a gate or anything in there.
There was no gate in the dream, right?
No.
No. This is by far the most intense adventure I've been on. In all the other ones, I didn't have any wild magic dreams. Although one night I did remember more than others. And Abraham. Dear Abraham.
Abraham. Who's Abraham?
He was a man that I knew who did stunt work on some of my films, and he would drive me around the place. I threw him as much work as I could, because the man, he came back from France different, and he struggled, so I wanted to help him. Secretly, I loved him. We went to Glasgow. That wasn't Glasgow, right, Marc?
No,
I'm getting that right.
yes, it was Glasgow. That's right.
We went to a manor in Glasgow, and some rich posho prick started playing with things he shouldn't. And I made a deal with an entity called Nyarlathotep. Don't you dare fucking correct my pronunciation. I've said it. We're going with it. That's it.
That was great.
I tell you can zoom type. Sorry.
It's okay.
As she says,
I think it was Nyarlathotep was its name.
As she says
I made a
that
deal.
to you, Ian, Augustus, you get a flash in your head of that smile.
I knew it. See, I was just gonna bring that up. I was like, was the old man, the old gentleman in here, did he have an ebony staff or a top hat?
He did not.
I saw
Yeah,
somebody in my dream just smile at me, and he acted like he knew who I was, and he said things about what will happen, and he wore a top hat and an ebony cane.
Interesting. To be honest, that could be Nyarlathotep.
No,
Nyarlathotep
the one you talked to was the Green Man.
Were you guys drinking before you went to bed and you saw all these things? Kathy, what were you...
Bob, you know damn well that I drink every night.
I was going to say, did you do anything extra?
I'm starting to get suspicious about the cheese on this ship.
I read a book. I read some of that Stones book that you gave me to read. It had this poem inside. It really struck me, which really stood out. Called, where's my notes gone? I had notes.
The Trappings of a Queen.
Trappings of a
Thank
Queen.
you. Yes, I can confirm that is the name from my notes that I just found.
Okay.
Yes, I read it. The Trappings of the Queen.
Well, this I Want to Be a God book was useless. I mean, talked about torturing people, was about the most interesting in there.
And I'd be kind of afraid of your book after this, what's happened to me with my book. I wouldn't say anything, but I'd probably recoil from the idea of your book. I'm not going to touch his book after he says that. I'm going to take it.
Yeah, this is the worst book I've ever attended, by far.
Yeah. I'm going to store Bob's book, because he said he's going to throw it to the side. But I'm not. I'm going to just wrap it in a blanket and store it off. Maybe later, if I feel more strength, I'll take it on.
If anyone wants to read my book, you're free to do so, but I'll warn you, there's some magic shit going on because I dreamed some weird crap afterwards.
It sounds like most of us were dreaming some weird crap.
What did you dream?
I dreamt about like future stuff, and there was a creature. It was very disturbing, and some were called Yith, and stuff about Australia.
Australia.
And the observers, something about contacting the mind of the observers.
So Augustus going to go a little crazy here, like, because he's went through all the notes, scoured them all, like, hardcore, and I'm getting a lot of feedback on it.
Who are we getting feedback on, or was that just me?
And I know Jackson just went to a lecture. He went to a lecture about Australia and about gods in Australia, and that there was a number of things down there, and he was thinking about going down there. I mean, we're on our way to Cairo, but it's interesting that you had a dream about Australia, Evelyn.
And I'll show them the vague sketch I've been trying to do of like an image from my dream, and it's this kind of an alien sort of shape. It's kind of, they've got long flexible arms, two of them have got pincers, one of them's got what looks like a sort of octopus tentacle with suckers. Tall, head's got sort of prominent bulbous eyes and like a mechanical thing around it. And the area around it's kind of dark and mechanical looking with screens and other technological devices.
I think I'm not going to know how to react to yours, but it kind of fills me with a lot of dread that you're seeing this creature, and after what's happened to me, I'm going to be a little bit on edge. But I've just got this like little journal that I'm just trying to keep track of everything in, and I'm just going to make note of Australia, Yith, Evelyn alien sighting, or alien future sighting. I don't think alien be a thing then?
I don't think, no, like that alien at the moment would mean foreigner. A creature, perhaps.
You think it's on my audio?
I was just looking at who was not muted.
Only me, as far as I know.
Ian is muted, and I just heard the sound again.
What's the sound? I don't hear anything.
Sounds like a very old printer.
Or like a vacuum cleaner.
Is it like this?
No, it was like a.
No.
It was like a.
It was like a computer fan.
There's a lot coming in right now.
I don't hear any of that.
No, I don't mean the audio.
No.
More like information.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not overwhelming you.
Yeah.
That's not the
No.
intention.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this episode.
OBS failed a sound check.
Well, lots of sound check. There's feedback in audio, but I don't know who it is.
It's stopped now, so shh.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Anyway, so all this
Australia.
passes. Sorry, you're still talking. Sorry, apologies.
No, I'm just gonna say that. So Evelyn saw something from Australia or something. Can
I
you?
don't know why. I've never even been to Australia. I only barely heard of the place. Like,
Yeah.
it's never been something that I've thought about in detail.
I just know that Jackson went to a lecture about gods of Australia and the bat god of Australia. I kind of collated some of Jackson's notes to kind of figure out what he was up to, and he was thinking of going there. And even his lawyer mentioned it at his.
Does the bat god of Australia have a name? We might want to look that up later.
I don't have that. I only have bat god.
Okay, yeah.
I'll find a library or something in Cairo.
I remember it was called the Father of All Bats. Yeah. Which is a bizarre name, but that's what the author Cowles?
Yeah.
I think that's author Cowles.
Cowles.
Cowles, yes. It was a lecture by Professor Cowles, and he mentions the father of all bats in Australia. Now, not to set everybody on alarm, but we're going to Cairo, and they mentioned in the notes, not for Cairo, but in Nairobi, that there's bats there too, winged creatures.
Bats like we had in England, or massive ones, or
something. I don't know. I have no clue. This is all new. I just know that I've seen the dead walk and faces scream at me from a well, and now I don't know what to believe or not to believe.
We've been on the ship for a long time. Maybe we'll try touching land a bit and see how we feel after that.
I think I need another drink.
Yeah. Another drink and then touch grass.
And
I don't know if grass is maybe thin on the ground where we're going, but
Justice is basically just scouring over all of Jackson's notes, like all of the fragments together, trying to figure out. This is kind of like he's looking at it like a code, like one of the codes that he deciphers, trying to figure out if there's a pattern.
Okay. Eventually you reach...
I guess...
What?
I was going to say, since we're recovering and taking time, would I heal my damage?
Yes, you can heal your damage. I meant to say that. You can, all of you heal up.
Right, no problem. That was my question.
Sorry,
well,
no apologies. Right. Anyone else? No? Don't, Ian. You'll arrive.
So, thinking.
You'll arrive at Portside. The journey was otherwise uneventful. The weather became much more mild. It's warm in Egypt, but it's early February, so it's not too warm. You're met by a man in a suit and something that's very similar to a fez on his head. When you arrive, they're picked up. You're speaking? Mr. Robinson, yes? Mr. Fulner. And... Denoctate? No. Caldwell. Yes? I'm here to take you. I've been engaged to take you to Cairo.
Hello, and your name is?
My name is Ahmed.
Ahmed. Pleasure to meet you.
And you? Lady, I do believe I've seen one or two of your moving pictures.
Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know if they would make it this far and this far down. I don't know what down. I don't know what I mean in that context. Down.
South,
I guess
yeah.
down from Blighty, if you know what I mean. I didn't know they would travel that far. That's wonderful.
You're now in the Jewel of the Nile, or you will be soon.
I just imagine I just imagine that Egypt had its own film industry going on here with it, during their own films.
Not as yet. One day, perhaps.
Well,
No,
they should get
please.
started. It's a wonderful medium. It's a beautiful medium. You can do almost anything in it.
I have booked us a cabin on train to Cairo. Please, the porters will take your bags. Come, enjoy the journey.
Where can I get a cool hat like that?
You can buy one. Once you reach Cairo, you can buy one, sir.
Pheasants, they look cool, man.
I call red one.
Okay.
Yep, you all get matching fezzes and do the Macarena. So, Ahmed brings you to train. The towards the back, you see it is stuffed with people. As you were getting off, so actually, because I should have described this a little bit. As you were getting off, the boat wasn't actually able to dock, so you had to get into little, somewhat untrustworthy boats to reach land. And once you got to the what do you call it? I was going to say shore, but not the shore. The fuck? What do you call it? Where a ship ties up to? It's the
Pier?
Thank you. Once you got to the pier, you're then almost mobbed by people. Others were mobbed by people offering various services, offering to take their luggage. But you were met by this man, tall, wearing the fez. Well, fez, it's not a fez, but it's like a fez. And Ahmed. He shows you round about Port Said, takes you to the train. We won't be longer than a day. You can relax on the train. If you have any questions, I can help you.
Who employed you? Was it our lawyer?
Yes, there's... Were you not told? Were you not informed?
We just didn't get names, that was all. So,
I'm terribly sorry.
Just wanted a quick question. Do you know where we could find up where previous expeditions may have been set up, or would recommend anybody in town that would help us set some up?
Expeditions? What kind of expeditions?
Haven't quite figured out where we want to go, but we wanted to investigate some of the nearby sites.
Then it depends what it is you're wanting to do.
We'll get back to you.
Are you tourists? Are you wanting to do some work of your own? What's...
A little bit of both, I guess, I mean...
We're here to see the sights. We want to see it all. We're actually very interested
Then I would advise going to the British consulate, perhaps. They might be able to help you there.
That would be a good place to start. Thank you.
I think
Am I the only British person in the group?
No. Evelyn as well.
Of course.
I might be renaturalized in New York at this point because I've been there for like 20 years.
I've been living in Vienna for 20 years, and can you tell that I live here?
Fair.
No.
Okay, good point. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a telling thing or like an on paperwork thing.
Oh, I thought that was in New York.
That wouldn't matter because the America does have a consulate there, but they are not very, very active. Anything for English-speaking people would usually go for the British, because they still have a large presence there.
Empire, baby!
Yeah, exactly. There's Egypt at this point is no longer technically under British control, and it can be somewhat of a sore point. Give me a luck roll, Bob, since you're the one that was speaking to him. Or psychology. Or one of the two. There you go.
Extreme success.
You noticed when he was asking you, he seemed a little bit guarded there. And when you said you wanted to see things, he Just okay, then just threw you off with the maybe not the information you actually want. It seems to be okay, tourist.
I
Just
think
send
we
them
would
there.
discuss how we were going to handle this before we got off the boat. Were we going to like pretend that are we just going to go right down the line and say, let's check out where everywhere the Carlisle expedition is? Or are we going to like do a fake thing where we
First thing we
say
should probably
Kathy,
do
we're
is
looking for Kathy, you know?
who helped set up his expeditions in town. They would have had to find out, they would have had to get supplies and other things, but the biggest thing is, where did they go?
Right.
And what
One
was
of the
the
things
last
you would
places
know.
they went?
One of the things you would know and remember is that this was partially sponsored by the Penhew Foundation, who were active in Egypt, who are still active in Egypt for archaeological digs and things. So it's not just a case of they would have to have got some here. They already had people here.
Yeah, but it's a way to find out where the expeditions went is what he's looking at. There would have had to have been other things, not
Yeah,
necessarily
but you need to see how you're asking about that, because just saying, oh, you want to go and do expeditions, you don't have any credentials there. You're not saying exactly what it is you're looking for. I'm doing this once because I'm not really. If you want to get that information, yes, but it's how you ask.
Okay,
right?
So we would know that the Penhaw, is it Penhaw? Am I saying it right? Penhew, excuse me. I thought it was H-A-W or something.
No, H-E-W.
H-E-W. Hugh. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
My
good.
brain. We would know that they went to the Penhew before, because we know that their movement was they went to London and stayed there for a month, and they
And
worked
then
with
Aubrey
them.
Penhew is on the expedition.
Yes, and that's
He co-sponsors it.
That's where he picked
Edward
up.
Gavigan is the director of the Penhew Foundation.
Now
That's
that
all I know.
Aubrey's dead, yes.
Yeah, and Erica told us that they funded this exhibition, and they left London after a month and came to Cairo for something. And so it's an Egyptologist group. Yeah.
Well, we may need to figure out or send somebody in to maybe talk to them to see where they may have went, or to
Then you
acquire
to London.
records here in town, at least where they were possibly going. There has to be some clues.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's who did they hire, where did they go, talk to their porters.
Let's get ourselves to our accommodation, get our stuff secure, so we're set up and safe, get used to being on land again, and then we can check out where the clues kind of lead us, I think.
I agree with that. I agree with Evelyn. I think I worry about playing our cards, like exposing ourselves a little too much,
But we're gonna have to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of the reasons we had to leave New York is too many people knew what we were doing and we were at risk from that. So let's not put ourselves back in immediately the same situation.
That's why I figured we would try to lay in the lay of the land with a little bit of, and travel around, check out a few sites maybe. Hopefully we can figure out where they may have gone.
We do have a couple leads. We do have two leads while we're here in Egypt. There was two individuals. One of them contacted Roger Kyle, and I think his name was Warren Bissart.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is like one of the documents that we have, and there's like a big book of clues, I guess we're keeping. And he directs us to Faris.
Najjar.
Yes, and he sells antiquities or special items on the path of jackals, or I gotta look. I'm just pulling this from great memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just go there, like any tourist might do, looking for curiosities and tourist crap.
And name drop a few things.
Carefully and very selectively.
And you might find something to take home.
I've worked with Kathy before. She's quite good at getting people to talk.
I've got some skills in that area too.
I look forward to it.
So I agree with Evelyn, and I say that maybe we settle down in a nice hotel and stay someplace.
Oh, and we arranged something because my boss recommended a place. So I think we've got something a little bit better than a hotel, like more like we're renting.
No, it's a hotel. No, it's a
hotel,
but it's a very, very posh hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. either Bob or Evelyn, like wherever we're gonna stay, we go there and we unload, and maybe we take in some sites and then convene on this place.
Well, I think we should look at possibly as far as maybe look through some archaeology digs or some areas around here too. I mean, there's obviously been some around here, and that's where they would have, to find these clues, I think they would have had to have done digs.
Yeah.
So we should find out where some of these things are too.
I think I should maybe go and try and find out more information about this lady I saw in my dream. I can't help but feel that's related.
Mhm.
I don't know if I trust dreams, but with the strangest things we've seen, I can't put them out. The possibilities.
Well, we saw a writhing pit full of humans screaming
I
into...
said I don't want to maybe believe that we have to trust dreams, but I've seen weird shit already. I'm not against it. We just have to be careful, just like they say in the books, dreams and reading
You
the
have to
future
understand.
can change.
Dreams can come true. It can happen to you, Bob.
You have to understand, Bob. I knew nothing of Egypt or its culture or its history or religion or anything beyond what I've read in the papers about arrogant British people going over there and stealing all of their items. So now that I have the knowledge that there is a Egyptian god called back to the notes. I will have a much better attention.
Who?
Necropolis.
Mythos.
I now know that there is an Egyptian goddess called Nitocris.
Oh.
I did not know that before the dream. Dreams come from the brain. Dreams are information a person already has.
You read this?
I did not have that information before the dream, which is why I suspect it is important.
Maybe it's something you read in that book. Maybe I should read it.
You're free to. Here's the poem that I believe triggered it, and I open it to the page and I point at the poem.
Nothing happens.
This might be. I think that's interesting, and I think this might be a clue from Jackson. This is one of the things he might have been following up. So why don't we do some research on that? Follow your gut. Figure out who that person is. We also need to find out where they discovered the stuff on the Nile. And also we need to follow up with the items dealer. So.
Well, that we can do in the morning. Let's get settled. Try some of the local cuisine.
Is drinking alcohol legal here?
In the British areas.
I think so, yes.
Thank God for that.
I would imagine so. The world is in America.
Don't worry, darling, as I lift out a bag that chinks. If there is a cultural ruling on booze, we will be breaking it in my room tonight.
We are skipping over the whole
customs.
Well, I was going to say we're skipping over the whole customs thing, getting things right, so they weren't too.
I paid a man off.
But see, that is perfect.
Did I get all my stuff? Did I get all my items?
Well, you didn't have anything that would be taken off you, did you? What was it you said?
Just 2 guns and a knife and some
You
books.
can register them. You can do that. If you come forward and you can register them, you get a license for it. If it's just handguns, you're okay.
I forgot to bring this up, and I don't know if anybody was ahead of the game, but did we bring any way to? Because I know we discussed this before. Photography or anything like that? Do we have any equipment that we were bringing with us?
I mean, a camera.
Yeah,
I intended to bring a camera.
It is absolutely fine for you to have brought a camera with.
We all got fancy new Polaroids.
No, we didn't.
I brought
a bunch of wigs and costumes from my days treading the wall.
The Cathy has 2 porters all to herself, just carrying the ship.
Okay. I just didn't know if that came through.
It takes you about a day to get from Portside to to Cairo. Once there, Arcane takes you again through a large bustle of people. People begging, people you can tell, Bob. There's to get an eye on it. You see people trying to pickpocket. You even catch someone trying to do it to you. You manage to scare them off with just a mean look. He takes you through here expertly, gets more porters, gets you a car to drive you all to the Hotel Shepherd. It's a large, fancy-looking hotel. It has a very good reputation. Was suggested by Evelyn's boss.
Okay.
And he leaves you there. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay in Egypt, in this most wonderful of cities. Should you need anything, he hands you a card.
I'll take the card just out of force of habit and put it in my purse.
Thank you, madam. I wish you all safe travels. And he turns around and gets back in the car.
What was his name?
Thank you, Ahmed.
Ahmed
Ahmed.
Al something, I can't remember.
It'll
Thank
be
you,
written on the
Ahmed,
card.
darling.
That's funny. You said about going to Shepherd's Bush, and here we are at the Shepherd's Hotel.
Mm-hmm. No bush here though, completely shaven off.
They might have a good shepherd's pie.
You know I'm just doing it for you.
Well, I hope you're enjoying that.
It takes a while to grow in these parts.
There's no such thing as good shepherd's pie, darling. One day I'll take you to the UK. I don't know if it's called the UK at this point. One day I'll take you to Britain, and you can find out for yourself how thoroughly fucking dull our food is. Most of it's based around boiling cabbages.
Potatoes.
It's one of the reasons I left.
You all enter the hotel. Speak to the speak to the concierge, and are shown to your rooms. And I, once again, cannot leave it on a fucking cliffhanger, and that makes me very sad. Shame on all of you. Shame.
You open the door and there's a body laying in the middle of the room.
Not again, come on. It's lying in the corner this time.
As you go to sleep, you have horrible dreams.
Yeah,
there you
well,
go.
I see. That
We
seems
can
to
join the
do
queue
that.
of all the other horrible dreams.
They take a number, take a ticket. The only one that's sleeping soundly is Bob. He's like, nah, fuck it.
Yep.
This is bullshit. I don't even know how to be a god.
Yeah.
Right, so that was Masks of Nyarlathotep. We have started the Egyptian chapter. I hope you all had fun. I did. I
Yes.
am going to Scotland tomorrow, go see my family. So I will not be here on Tuesday for our game, unfortunately. But on Sunday we have, what you got? Fallout, I think. Yes? No?
It never fucking changes.
It
There
never
may be a
fucking
fight
changes.
almost immediately, or maybe not. It depends what happens to our players. Come and find out.
Hail the Overlord. Overseer. No.
Overseer.
Yes.
And
Either
Vampire
way.
next week.
Yep, and
Slightly
Vampire
later
next week.
than this.
Exactly.
Yep.
I will be back for running on the 25th is actually our 1 year anniversary. I wanted to run some games, but since I'm not here, I won't. So we will be playing Die on the 30th, and that will be our anniversary stream.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, we'll say goodbye. If you have anything to plug it. If you want to cancel more comedians, cancel comedians. There you go. And we will start with Michelle. How was your evening, my dear?
It was wonderful. Thank you for putting on a wonderful game. I would like to cancel. I'm going to cancel Joe Pasquale. He's
Fair.
practically retired at this point, and nobody is going to know who he is apart from me, Fear, and probably Marc too.
I know, of course I do.
But he's a very annoying man who stole a lot of jokes. He's a very bad person. Sorry, Joe Pasquale Twitch fans out there. I've said what I've
I'm
said.
sure we will now be cancelled.
Yeah, watch Fallout on Sunday. Tomorrow night. It'll be a laugh. The players have gone. Our intrepid heroes have gone down into a quarry, and they failed a whole bunch of stealth checks, and just kicked a can into a cave and heard a massive growl. That's how that ended. Let's see how that goes.
Tim, how was your night?
I had an enjoyable afternoon. So.
Yeah, it's afternoon for you.
Yes. Let's see. I got some plans, hopefully, to run something. Go check out our Discord. What do I want to cancel? American elections this year, but that's me. Start over from scratch, but hey. Other than that, no, I had a very good night and afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and look forward to tomorrow in Fallout, where I find out if we get some puppies or I get chewed up by puppies. Or puppy-sounding things.
It's like one big puppy or 10 puppies.
The horror of puppies now. And Lavaita, how about you? How was your night?
I had a fun time, thank you. It's been fun planning this, because we've been chatting about it a lot in the week leading up to it, so we all had some kind of idea of what we were doing, because there were many variables.
And a lot of notes to go through.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to have to bore people watching that and change our mind half.
Well, on the plus side, I feel like we've kind of organised the clues a bit more, so we've got, especially August and I, who are new into this, have kind of gone, wait, what's going on? So we're feeling a bit more caught up now, I think.
And I think I'm doing a bit better getting the clues to you in a manner that aren't that isn't fucking awful.
And I'm still wondering if you're the real Marc, because you said you were taking notes.
See? And Ian, last but not least, because Lavaita's got it. Ian, how about you, mate?
I had a good time. I didn't expect to see, is it Mwera? Mwera. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's difficult to say. I may not be saying it right, but you know.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole and did a deep dive on all of the clues and then put them all together. So I have my theories already, and you can probably already tell I was trying to push them already in this stream. But but it's pretty awesome.
I like it.
I didn't expect to see her. I have my theories about her already.
I like that.
So I get her right in my dreams, so that's kind of crazy.
And it kind of fits that your character's a bit obsessed about it all now. He's kind of going, no, I need to understand.
I want him. I think like him as a professor has to take all the clues together and try to break the code of this, because he is a cryptographer, and so I think it kind of feeds into that ADHD kind of behavior of trying to solve problems. But no, it was very interesting. I didn't expect that book to be so traumatic for him.
8 points is a lot. Anyway, we are going to fuck off now. We're going to read Lollygaggers because they are awesome people. And I will see you in just over a week. And I don't care what else.
Enjoy your time.
Safe travels, Marc.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Right, now, stream face and goodbye. Okay, no, I always do that too early, and then you need to wait 10 seconds to read. It's fucking stupid. God. It's terrible. Yeah, just wait. Keep waiting. Bye. Excellent. Thank you very much, people.
My face.